for a company, competitiveness issues, which translates into efficiency and quality and all those kinds of metrics, are every day, all the time. Disasters are rare, they're occasional, and you can never get your planning for them exactly right. All of these current supply chain debates are focused on this trade-off between efficiency and resilience, and that's a real trade-off. So what are these supply chain continuation capabilities? We organize them into three categories. The protective capability here has two parts. One is a action that you can take in the middle of a disaster when the disaster is apparent before it affects your facilities or your supply chain routes. But there's another piece of protective that's proactive vis-a-vis these predictable disruptions. So if you're in an earthquake zone, you want to build your buildings to have some earthquake protection. You're going to want to prepare your facilities for that. So recovery as the second category of capability, the name is self-evident, but the point is to be able to do this quickly and safely after the damage caused by the disaster. And it's some combination of being ready with the right kinds of expertise and capabilities, and then being able to move very quickly, because what has exactly happened is not anything that you could have precisely anticipated. And then the third is substitution. So sometimes recovery is going to take too long, and you need to actually consider going outside your facilities to other facilities in your network, or even to competitors or suppliers or anyone who can help you continue what you're doing with your supply chain and production. You're going to hear it over and over and over again that we've got to have more resilience, so we've got to have less efficiency. Don't go for it. Take this focus instead on shifting the performance frontier by investing in capabilities. And this means, daily operations are where you hone the strength of those capabilities, and then proactive investments go along with it too.
What we've seen from our chair is you can have the most resilient supply chain, the most efficient supply chain, but when you don't have equipment, when you don't have capacity, you have to really work with your vendors and integrators and come up with some creative solutions.
We're in a situation where we're seeing the shipping rates going up. We're seeing every component price go up right now because of this incredible demand. And I'll tell customers, if I can't get the letter L on the keyboard, right? Some manufacturer can't supply that to me. I can't ship you a system without the letter L on it. So all it takes is one component in these really, kind of complex systems.
We're probably having a less global world in terms of supply chains, but we may have a more regionalized world and not entirely a return to home country nationalism entirely, right? So that to me is more part of an ongoing process of rebalancing and rethinking what's going on in the world and in your supply chains. And I think that trend away from really super diffused globalization towards more regionalization is I think, the trend.
And even if you do set up factories around the world, they don't have the concentration power because your suppliers aren't there. You're still shipping parts from around the world to get to that factory. So if something happens, so everything has to be co-located basically for that to work when you're working in a kind of assembly industry.
Thank you to the panelists for your great insights today. And thank you to all of you for joining us. Have a good evening.